Hey guys, it is Sarah Lee with SarahleeCrochet&Fabrics here, doing a quick video at my walking trail location. And I just wanted to say hi. If you don't know, my name is Sarah and I live in the South. I love to crochet, love it, love it, love it. I pretty much crochet almost anything. I read pattern. I don't write patterns for sale. I do write patterns like if I'm jotting down something for my own purpose, and maybe that's something I will change. But yeah, I love fabrics. I've really gotten into sewing in the last few years, and so I am into quilting right now pretty good. And what else? I work for the airline industry, so I'm usually quite busy, especially right now. But I absolutely love my job. But what else? I'm a yarn collector. Honestly, I can't tell you how much yarn I have. I mean, I pretty much have like a whole room. I have a whole room dedicated in my home just for yarn, and then I also have I had to clear some of it off because now I got into fabrics and all of that. So I had to put them in those airtight bags, most of them. But the thing is, my yarn collection, I've always crocheted since I was very young, maybe 7 or 8. But my yarn issue didn't start until maybe 6 or 7 years ago. There is a Hobby Lobby clearance center by my home that they have all clearance items or sample items from regular Hobby Lobby stores or corporate. Their corporate is located in my state, so they send all of their sample yarns. I guess companies sends them sample yarns or whatever color variations, and they decide if they want to carry in the store or not. If they don't, then they send it all to this clearance center. So I get a lot of yarn really cheap from there. They've gone up in their prices, but before they were extremely cheap. I'm talking about like 50 cents, a dollar for a ball of yarn. So, and a lot of them will end up in the Hobby Lobby stores, so I would eventually see the same colors. So I kind of built my collection of yarn with that, and then the addiction kind of just continued. So a lot of my yarn do come from Hobby Lobby. I do online and all of that. So anyway, but I've been working on hats. I've jumped on my hat bandwagon again. I usually do about this time of year. So I went to Joann's, and I haven't really been on the bandwagon with this yarn. I have 2 Joann's in my area, and they're kind of far apart. And even though I order yarn online, sometimes I do like to make the trip and look at the yarn and kind of look at the store. Just because I don't get out often, so I sometimes do like to actually go in store. I'm sorry, I'm at the college and I come here to walk and look at the ducks and all of that stuff. But anyway, so this is the neon color yarn, the retro stripes, I guess. Really pretty, by Red Heart. It is, how many yards is this? It's 5 ounces and it's 236 yards. So yeah, so this is what I'm working on right now. It's a divine hat. I've always stayed away from this pattern because I thought it was a yarn eater, but it really isn't. I ended up measuring, and I'll show you which hat I decided to measure the yarn with, but I ended up measuring the amount of yarn I was using, and it wasn't that much because I could get one of the hats out of that ball and still have a bit left over. But anyway, let me show you what else. Of course, this is how the new ball looks like. Really beautiful colors. Look at all of that. I just adore it. So I also at Joann's, I picked up about 5 of those stripes. They're usually actually out of it, but I don't know, my Joann's ended up having it, thank goodness, because I drove quite a way to go to that Joann's, so I was happy they had it in. I also bought this one by Red Heart. They were on sale, I believe like $5.99 at Joann's. Is 482 yards, almost 500. 4-weight, of course. And the color is called Cocoa. And this is the hat I made with that. Absolutely gorgeous. Love it, love it. And then I get my little handmade thing. I believe I got this from eBay. It was like a lot for a few dollars. So it's just a generic, and it came with different little designs on it. So that's that. And then where's the yarn for this one? Of course, I go to the Dollar Tree a lot because I absolutely adore the Dollar Tree. And I got their Just Yarn by Premier Tweed. This is called Russ. That is the color. This is a really, really soft yarn. It's the softest out of all of the yarns that I currently showed you guys. And this is how that looks like. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. I'm holding my hook like it's going to jump up and go somewhere. Absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And this particular yarn was 120 yards, and I used 1.5 to make this hat. So that's why I kind of estimate it's about 180 yards to make one of these, estimated of course. So I was able to only get 3 balls of this because, like I said, I thought this was going to be a real yarn eater, and I was like, oh my god, is 3 balls even going to be enough? And it ended up being just fine. I was able to use up just 1.5 balls. So, and I really, really love this yarn. I mean, it is really soft, guys. It is really, really soft. So I'm going to check out some of, because they have different colors in these, I'm going to check out some of my other Dollar Trees, and push come to shove, I'll just get it online. But yeah, so this is awesome. So in my area currently, we are having well, a couple of days ago we had a tornado issue, and my job, I mostly work from home now, and I do not have a tornado shelter. So usually what I would do pre-pandemic, when I was actually at the airport, there's a shelter. So I just packed up my bags because it was looking kind of sketchy, like it was going to be right over where I live. And so I just packed up my car with necessities and decided I would just go to the airport, check in, because I still have to go through all the security check-in, and then just kind of park and wait. And if, you know, things was getting bad, then I would just go in the shelter. But thank goodness everything was fine. It did rain really, really, really bad and kind of scared everybody, but it wasn't a tornado over it. But I'm going to keep my car packed because usually we don't have tornadoes here in October. So it looks like they're saying all this week there may be, maybe not. So I'm just going to keep my car and my emergency bag packed in the car. Of course with yarn, because I always have to have yarn. And I think they've gotten kind of used to that at work, because every time previously over the years, because I've been with the company about 15 years, and there's ever been tornado, I will always have my yarn in there. And I think it kind of distract people too, and, you know, make them, I don't know, watch to see what I'm doing or what I'm completing or whatever. So I always have a project in there, especially with sometimes there's kids in there too, so I just like to have it in there. But anyway, so back to this. This is what I made. This was one of my other hats, and this was just made with like scrap yarn. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. But I am going to get out of here and probably start walking and doing some workout, because people are starting to walk past and look at me talking to myself. So that's a lot of fun. This guy just kind of stared at me. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a blessed day. Bye.